closest to the Jumbotron. The Darien should be closest to the patio. If you have expectations following the CIAC guidelines for sportsmanship, please refrain from using names and numbers. Cheer for your team and not against your opponent. Any foul or abuse of language may result in you being removed from our stadium. Restrooms and water fill-up stations are located behind the bleachers. Staff members are located by the ticket booth and at the gates. If you have any questions, please find one of our staff members. Enjoy today's game. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cardinals Stadium for the matchup of the New Canaan Rams at 13-3 and the Darien Wave at 11-5. We will start with the New Canaan's starting lineup. First, head coach Chip Buzzio. Number 4, Connie Finnegan. Number 5, Thomas Garcia. Number 11, Ray Tanasso. Number 19, turn your attention to the Jumbotron or singing our national anthem, please remove all hats. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to your featured CIAC Class Double L semifinal matchup. We've got Darien facing off against New Canaan. It is a beautiful 80 degrees and partly cloudy, a perfect day for some playoff lacrosse. I'm Ryan Dahlquist. Alongside me, Will Jennings, and our special New Canaan guest, John Frieders. Now, it's been smooth sailing on both sides so far in these state playoffs. Darien took down Hamden 23-2 in the first round and cruised through their matchup with Wilton 12-4. The Rams won against Bristol in the first, then beat out the 6th seed Greenwich 13-3 last Saturday. If we rewind all the way to April during the regular season, New Canaan won their only matchup against the Wave in a low-scoring battle, 7-5. Long story short, we've got some high-level state playoff lacrosse here for you tonight with the number 2 seeded Darien Blue Wave, the number 3 seeded New Canaan Rams, both looking to take their teams all the way to a state championship. You're watching a DAF Media broadcast, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation, and this particular production is brought to you with support from Terry and Nancy McGraw, and that's enough from me, folks, for the intro. Let's get it started.
Darien already going to pull the face off with Mark McNamara. We saw a little bit of this against Wilton. I think this is very smart. John Frieders, you were just talking about it. JT O'Neill, very special out there. So Darien's going to need a lot of on-ball pressure.
Yeah, JT, the Army commit, just wins his first face-off on the day. And this team is significantly better when he's in winning his face-offs right, giving New Canaan possession, and then just settling down the offense, getting New Canaan into the offensive rhythm early in this game is going to be important for New Canaan as well as Darien.
So off the face-off win, it's the New Canaan possession. They've got it with Colin Finnegan. Finnegan up top, moves it over to Henry Hladek.
Yeah, and just watch this New Canaan offense set things up right. Possessions going to have a lot of value today. You want to be able to possess the ball, string together some long possessions, and then capitalize off those possessions, move together a couple of passes, and then get the ball in the stick of Dosterkroll, who had 8 points against Greenwich on Saturday. Just keep moving the offense around and lean on the experience in this New Canaan offense.
So Coach Buzzio setting up in his famous umbrella set here. He's got 3 midfielders up top, an attackman on the crease, and the 2 others on the wings. They'll look to dodge from the midfield here. It's Cole Campisi. Campisi doesn't get anywhere. He'll dish it off to Hladek.
Yeah, and both Hladek and Campisi really stepping it up this year. Didn't have that great seasons last year, but then Hladek comes in with a little bit more experience. Really got some minutes today as Doster takes the first shot, blocked in front of the net.
The shot from Crowell, scooped up by Hagan. He's being put under heavy pressure, and now it's up to the Blue Wave to clear. Carter Hagan with the first save of the night. He's been a weapon on this Darien defense so far. As here goes McGuckin on the fast break. He'll look to shoot, and he will score. Briggs McGuckin, the captain, stings it in the top left.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to talk about is Briggs McGuckin coming into this game, just changed his commitment to Loyola, Maryland. He's been special this year, earning a bunch of honors and really just contributing to this team all around as a two-way midfielder. He's had a great season, and that's how you get it started is his transition play. He's so quick to win those ground balls, get in transition, and he doesn't even look for a skip pass. You know, he's got Ryan Thurlow on the back door. He's got one more pass inside, but he just laces one, a step-down shot, and gets Darien going with this lead.
So the shot from McGuckin puts the Wave up 1-0 as they secure the face-off. The pass to Bacorny inside just off his stick. Now it's New Canaan's turn to run it up the field.
Yeah, and you saw in that offensive possession right on the fast break, McGuckin really took it by himself, decided just to shoot and fire. And I think that's going to be really a smart decision by the Blue Wave, right? Get into transition. If you have that open room, you're going to fire because there's so much high-level talent out on this field. You can go up and down the rosters, name all the D1 commits, but just in general, both of these offenses really solid. And when you have that break, you want to capitalize off of it.
And it's a can opener check from McNamara down in the defensive end. Gives Darien the possession. They'll maintain it up top with McNamara. McNamara running down to his right. He's in front of the net. Shot saved. Cuesta.
And he gets the man-up call as well.
Right.
But that's Connor McNamara. I mean, we talk about his brother all the time. Connor McNamara getting a lot of playing time in this tournament. Haven't really seen him during the regular season, but he's been a force in those alley dodges. He's so tall, it's really hard to, deny him topside and knock him off the ball with his frame.
So it's McNamara on the traditional alley dodge. As you said, Jennings loves to use his size, get his hands free, and a shot on net. It's a good save from Leiden. As Darien will now have an opportunity here off the penalty.
It's going to be key to get number 99 going today. He had 5 goals against Wilton, and last time they played, he was shut off by Dylan Stevens, completely locked off for the whole game. So just getting him going, I know they're going to probably use him off the ball on this man up, maybe with a C cut, coming around the crease.
Yeah, and Jennings, how important is this kind of first man-up advantage for the Blue Wave, getting offense, getting that 2-goal cushion, but also just proving that you can operate against this strong New Canaan defense? How important is this possession for the Blue Wave?
I think a lot of times Darien likes to play unsettled situations, but their man-up has been pretty good as of late. Saw against Wilton, they had about 4 or 5 goals off the man-up. Not able to get something going there. Leiden's been pretty good for New Canaan so far.
So it's a shot from Barnett. It's a great save from Leiden. Now it's the man down clear for the Rams. They'll get it across the midline. Now it's time to kill the penalty here.
And New Canaan, obviously no intention of shooting. You're already a man down. You just want to clear off that penalty and then get back into your flow of offense, get some offense going, and just get things going. You haven't really seen them operate much today. They saw them give up the turnover on the transition, then the Blue Wave capitalized right off of it. But a good start for this New Canaan team is also extremely important.
There goes Doster Crowell dishing it off. Jack Sconziano. He'll set a pick for Crowell. Moving down and the pass towards the inside. Just off the mark. It'll be in favor of the Blue Wave.
Yes, super uncharacteristic of New Canaan so far. They're really good at cycling those midfielders up top and getting open dodges down the, down the left or the right alley. And you don't see that a lot, especially from Kroll. He's just very good at maintaining possessions right there. Just an uncharacteristic mistake from Doster Kroll.
So off the Rams turnover, it's now the Blue Waves' turn to possess with just about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Briggs McGuckin, he's got the 1 goal for the Blue Wave. They'll control it up top and dish it off to Morgan Rupenstein.
And Ryan, we saw this set against Wilton, the 2-2-2. It's pretty, unpopular set for the Wave this year. We haven't seen them run it a lot, but we saw them score a couple times using this around the crease against Wilton.
Certainly they are running that as players crashing the crease. Here goes Barnett to his right, sweeping across. Nothing at it. He'll give it to Rupenstein on the redodge. Morgan Rupenstein dodges to his right, shooting, and he will score. Morgan Rupenstein with an athletic highlight reel play in the top left corner, and it's 2-0 for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, that was just a great drawn-up play there. You see Porter Barnett clears through for Rubenstein. He's, his dodge, he tries to sweep around and get that dodge to go, but as he clears through, he opens up that lane for Morgan Rubenstein to go right down the right alley, and just one crow hop right over the top of Leiden on the jump shot.
And Jennings, we've seen those wing dodges from the Blue Wave all year. It's something they love doing. They sweep across the top, and there Rubenstein takes it down the alley. Kind of an unorthodox approach, but it works out for him as the Rams win their first face-off, and a timeout is called by New Canaan. So, guys, it's been an interesting start here. It's 2-0 in favor of the Wave. We've seen no shortage of opportunities on both sides. John, I'm going to start with you. Trailing 2 are the Rams. What do you think they've got to do at this point?
Yeah, well, obviously what hasn't been working is playing one-on-one. It just hasn't been working for this Rams defense, and they need to get some offense. Smart timeout call by Coach Buzzio. Obviously, they're down by 2, 6 minutes into the first quarter, but you need to get some offense going. But I think it starts on that defensive end, tightening up your defensive sets, and then even just not playing one-on-one, right? Having someone the ability to slide over and kind of stop McGuckin if he decides to draw. You're going to see Rubenstein decide to go hunt for blood, as well as maybe even Picorni take the ball in his stick. So you have to be careful because of all the offensive weapons on this Darien team. But you also can't play one-on-one because it's just not been working so far.
And Jennings, I'll throw it over to you here on the Darien side. They've had a transition goal. They've had a settled goal. So far, the defense has been happening pretty well here. They've been working it out, but we know this New Canaan team. I mean, this is one of the best teams here in the state. So what do you think Darien needs to maintain out here in order to keep that going?
Yeah, I think that last goal pretty much sums it up, Ryan. I think, not letting New Canaan slide on adjacents, kind of confusing them by clearing through, allowing, guys like Rubenstein, guys like McGuckin to get those alley dodges, because really this Darien offense, when they're settled, is, very traditional alley dodge, pretty heavy on that. So allowing New Canaan to, get mixed up on the rotations, forcing them to, communicate through slides is going to be pretty important for Darien.
So the Rams now on the restart. They're bringing Hladek 2X, trying to get a switch on the ball. Good communication from the Wave, and a big hit delivered on the crease. The shot by Hladek saved by Hagan. And Darien with the old clearing crease move there by Lancaster as he'll look to clear it.
Yeah, and although the Rams weren't successful on that offensive possession, you have to keep producing those shots closer to the net. We've seen a couple times this year where this Rams offense decides to settle for outside shots and they'll end up missing. And that's the offense that you don't want to see. If you're a Rams fan, you want to see them pass it inside, look for cuts, and even a good defensive stop there. But you have to keep looking for good opportunities. You can't just shoot the ball to shoot the ball in a game like this.
So the refs will blow this one dead. It'll be a penalty in favor of the Blue Wave as Lancaster's pass over the middle picked off. And here comes our second man-up opportunity of the night here for Darien, up by 2. Certainly a big opportunity for the Wave. They'll start it on the side with Thurlow.
Looks like another open set here, Ryan. Just trying to get the ball hot, trying to get, someone moving off the ball like Picorni, and just not dodging, just looking for those cutting guys off the crease, slippery guys like Barnett and Picorni for sure.
And they'll fill the crease now. Picorni on the deflected shot. It makes its way over to Barnett. As here goes McGuckin. One more to Picorni. Inside to Thurlow. He'll maintain it. And his pass to Barnett just off the stick. But there we see, guys, when they run that open set on that man up, got to watch the middle because they love, all teams love it, but especially this Blue Wave team crashing that crease, looking for those passes inside. They had Thurlow. Thurlow maintains it. He'll pass it to Barnett, and just off his stick. It's a good idea there from the Wave, but it's a defensive stop there from the Rams.
Yeah, overall, right, that was a good possession by the Blue Wave. They moved the ball hot around. They got a shooting opportunity. They just couldn't connect on the pass, an unforced error, which you can't have. But that's really offense that the Blue Waves looking to set up, right, is those passes, that open set, allowing room to breathe, and then even allowing guys to come off a pick and then take the shot as well.
So here go the Rams. They've got Campisi being guarded by McGuckin. They'll dish it back to Lowe. Max Lowe up top, looking inside, dodging and scoring is Colin Finnegan.
Wow, what a twister motion shot there from Finnegan. A little bit of a Canadian shot there as he ran out of room. He was denied top side, but decides to go underneath his defender, and he puts away the Canadian-style goal there, just using the backhand of his stick.
Finnegan continues to impress. He's been hot the second half of the year. You see him come around with that left hand, then decide to switch across, and then get the bounce shot past Hagan, but a great move. Look for a shot, get inside. Those are the opportunities you want to look for. Again, right, close opportunities where you can try to beat Hagan one-on-one where he has no chance to stop you.
It's a face-off win from Mariska. Now, Darien has struggled on the face-off this year, you've heard us say, but they seem to be coming back around. Guys like Mariska, Pearsall, of course, they choose to pull it with McNamara, and it's had some success in these playoffs.
Yeah, Mariska's been really good the second half of the season. He's just a sophomore, but he's really stepped it up for this team and been a contributor.
McNamara inside, the pass to Bacorny and the shot saved by Leiden. So the give and go there, bailed out by Leiden, but it's an opportunity for the Blue Wave as New Canaan will look to clear it. They've got Gray Tomasco, hot sauce, running down now near the 30. Moves it to Max Lowe.
Yeah, I remember that nickname too from Eclipse. Kid's just absolute pest with his checks. Why they call him hot sauce.
Yeah, you never, well, I think it's Tabasco hot sauce, but
oh, true.
You never want to be an attackman when you're being guarded by Gray Tomasco because you'll feel it the next day. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then his leadership goes beyond that, right? Not just on the field, but also off the field in the huddle. One of the senior captains for the team this year really gets them fired up. He was injured for part of the year, and his first game back was actually against Darien, so he came back strong. He was injured last year as well, came back strong this year, just like he did last year.
So it's New Canaan now with Finnegan. Moves it back to Max Lowe. Lowe dodges to his left. He's being guarded by Mark McNamara. Tries to get him on the poke check. Moving it over to Doster Kroll. So it's Kroll now. Working at X, dishing the shovel shot, and he will score. The highlight reel for Doster Crowell. Puts that one away in the bottom left.
Yeah, just a smart play from Kroll. He denies the pick. The pick is coming down for him to dodge with his right hand, and instead, the miscommunication occurs for the Darien defense. They think that Kroll's going to come off that pick and go for the, kind of question mark dodge from that right wing. Instead, he denies the pick and he goes left, and he just comes around with the shovel shot. Very good high IQ play from Kroll there.
Yeah, you see him again, right, come around and then get the shot. Basically the only portion of the net that wasn't guarded by Hagan, right next to his foot, and then New Canaan wins another face-off. Now makes it 2-2. New Canaan clawing their way back into this game after being down 2-0 early on.
2-2 indeed, as they'll look to sub here. Doster dishes it up top to Campisi. Cole Campisi, the sophomore, one of the big names on this New Canaan team on the year.
Yeah, and one thing that both of these teams have to watch out for, right, is this game is going to be a game of runs, right? You can't allow the other team to go on a goal stretch of 4 to 5 goals. You want to keep going back and forth. And we'll see if Darien can break up.
It's Thurlow with the shot and the score. Number 6, Ryan Thurlow on the quick restart. And it's a breakdown on New Canaan off the transition opportunity. There's celebrations all over the Darien sideline as Thurlow puts that one away.
Yeah, and that's great patience there from the closed defense this game, but usually LSM. Will Bonner just so patient there. It looks like he's going to wind up for a shot, and instead he draws his defender, he dumps it off to Thurlow, who's waiting at the wing, and he just comes inside with time and room and releases one to the bottom corner.
Yeah, nothing you can do right if you're Leiden. You had Thurlow one-on-one opportunity, and that was kind of an opportunity for Thurlow to mess up rather than glide in to make the save. So Thurlow converts. Now makes it 3-2. Blue Wave on top. We'll see if they go into the second quarter with the lead or if New Canaan can come
They'll
back.
blow this one dead here. It looks like Hendrickson stepped out of the box in order to get that loose ball. The refs will talk it over. But you could see Finnegan jumping up and down, pointing at it. We saw it from up here in the booth. We'll wait to see what the call is, but you can't leave that box if you're an attackman or a defenseman until possession has been called, and that was a loose ball.
And how about the fast break for Darien so far? You know, usually not a strong point of their offense. They're good in transition, but they really struggle to connect on the fast break. And how about their communication so far? 2 of their fast break goals coming from patience and just drawing defenders in and, you know, making smart plays.
So Darien will get the possession off the stoppage, but it's a loose ball. McGuckin's pushed off it. It's Thomas Garcia. He'll move it upfield, and he's stripped. Now it's McNamara on the restart. Mark McNamara running in. We've seen him take this shot, and he will in the top left corner. Mark McNamara puts it away, and Darien's back on the board.
And it wouldn't be a Darien lacrosse game without a pole goal from Mark McNamara. If you look at all of their wins this year, he pretty much contributes every game in transition as he just takes that trail check off of Luke Reed's stick and goes coast to coast. He's so hard to stop. He's about 6'6", and it's so hard to just check him off the ball. As you see, he keeps the ball high. He's, you know, supported by his attackman, and he just goes right down Broadway for the goal there.
High to high, Mark McNamara finds his mark. Great decision making, again, as you mentioned, Jennings, right? The Darien Blue Wave making smart decisions when they have opportunities in transitions. Worked out well for them so far, and look for them to continue doing that, turning defense to offense.
So New Canaan on the decisive face-off win. They'll look to get their offense started here with Campisi. He's working against the likes of Stephen Ulvaney. He'll shoot, and that shot was deflected, hit off a defenseman.
You have to be careful of time here. Only 6 seconds left, so you're going to look for a pass inside, have someone come off the screen, and then look for the shot right away.
So it's Max Lowe. He'll shoot, and it's just wide. It'll be in favor of the Rams, but no matter, that right there will conclude our first quarter of play. So the score is 4-2 in favor of Darien, but we've got a lot of game left to play here. We're going to take a brief break here at DAF. Don't go anywhere. We're having a great time. We hope you are too. We'll be right back.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
And we're back here at Greenwich Stadium Field. Your score 4-2 in favor of the Blue Wave as we get ready to start the second quarter of play. Let me just remind you, you are watching a DAF Media broadcast. It's a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation, and this production is brought to you with support from Terry and Nancy McGraw. As Darien off the face-off win, it's Lancaster. He'll settle. Harsh defense applied.
Yeah, that's Will Hayes right there.
Will Hayes, the Denver commit, the junior on this Rams team, really one of the foundations of this Rams defense, has been really good all season, was second team all FCIAC this year, committed to go play at Denver, a top Final Four team this year as well, so lots of talent there, and really a foundation. Again, just usually you put them on the other team's best player, otherwise it's Dylan Stevens, the Syracuse commit, or Gray Tomasco, the Richmond commit.
So it's Briggs McGuckin up top. He'll look to dodge here on Will Sullivan, but he'll dish it to Lancaster instead. Lancaster on the switch. The refs will blow it dead. Lancaster had a little helmet strap missing there. They'll let him fix it.
Yeah, if you're going to dodge, you really want to switch off of Will Hayes. He's not someone you want to dodge against, especially if you're trying to go down the alley. He's got really good leverage. He's very good on-ball defense. So it looks like Briggs McGuckin's going to take the D-mid here.
Briggs McGuckin dishes to Pokorny. His pass knocked down, but scooped up again. And the shot just wide from Pokorny, who's diving in front of the net. We've seen him make that shot time and time again, increasing his angle on the dive, but just can't quite put that one on net. Now it's Barnett and Thurlow at X.
Yeah, Pokorny there couldn't get past the relentless defense of Dylan Stevens, who mentioned earlier, an All-American, All-FCIAC first-teamer as well. So lots of defensive talent on this Rams team, but the Blue Wave offense really seamlessly transitioning from their defense to offense so far and have caught this Rams defense off guard as Leiden makes another save.
It's a great save from Leiden off the shot from Pokorny. They'll put that offensive possession to bed, as here go the Rams on the clear. That's Dylan Stevens now running it across the midfield. He'll find his attack. And New Canaan getting settled off the defensive stop. Will Sullivan up top. Cole Campisi. One more, Henry Laddick. And they're getting their line set. Luke Reed, the big man.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see Luke Reed try to take it himself, but looks for Maxwell to come out from that X position, slide around a corner, find some open room, but he can't find any there. Or he'll dish it off to Doster Kroll, and then Doster Kroll will play the one-on-one game, getting a pick pass over. But another unforced error by Doster Kroll hasn't been working. We saw it didn't work in the first quarter, now not working in the second quarter. If you're Kroll, you got to look for the easier passes, right? You can't make those cross-field passes because they're just not working. You're not connecting the dots.
So off the pass from Kroll, it'll be a Darien possession as McGuckin now with the ball over the midline. He's got Caesar on the inside, but he'll holster the pass. Instead, he'll give it to Lancaster. And Lancaster, as you said before, being guarded by Will Hayes, one of the best close defensemen on the field out there, as McGuckin now with the ball up top.
McGuckin's got a shorty on him right now, so look for McGuckin to attack his matchup. He's going to
here
attack
he
Finnegan.
goes. McGuckin to his right. He'll roll back to his left. Staying on him. Hard defense applied, though, by Finnegan. He's taken to the ground. No call from the referee.
They win it back with the ride.
As that was Campisi there.
Possession timeout from Buzzio as well. Definitely questionable call right there, right inside of the box. He's just trying to get his dodge to go and kind of had to use a ward to just fend him off a little bit. But Darien was about to win it back with the ride and, smart timeout call from Buzzio there to get his possession.
Certainly is a smart call there from Buzzio. But as you said, it's an interesting no call there on the McGuckin play. Ref must have seen something we don't, as we'll take a brief timeout here. So just a quick 30-second timeout. We'll keep talking for that whole time. That way you can keep listening. And if you're bored of it, feel free to turn us off. It's pretty chill. Anyways, guys, it's been a great start to the second quarter. No goals so far. We've had instead what seems to be more of this kind of war of attrition here between these defenses. It's been defensive stand against defensive stand. And, of course, some unforced turnovers on the offense. So it doesn't look to be like each of these teams have really turned up to their max potential so far. But I'm going to dish it over to my color commentators. We'll start with you. This Darien team started off with a pretty big, energetic come off the start, off the whistle, off the starter's pistol. But they've slowed since then. Is that because of the New Canaan defense?
I think it is. I think it's really hard for this Darien offense settled right now because they like to dodge. They like to initiate from the top of the box, and they like to dodge with their midfielders. And when you've got guys like Leiden and Hayes, you know, kind of controlling the top of the box, it's really hard to get past them and get alley dodges. So I think Darien's going to have to start winning some of their matchups at X. I think we might see the two-man game from X. I think they're going to have to start dodging, you know, from the wing with their attackmen and getting more looks down low.
So it's Luke Reed up top. He'll move it over.
Yeah, one key word I want to take out of that little short blurb, which is great, Jennings, was settled, right? When this defense, both these defenses are settled, they're so much harder to beat. They're almost unbeatable. We saw Darien capitalize. Again, they'll have an opportunity here. It's going to open up. It'll be a 4-on-3 for the Blue Wave offense. They decide to take it. Now a 5-on-4.
There goes Lancaster streaming down the side. He'll shoot and score. Elliot Lancaster on the fast break opportunity on the pick from Jake Hendrickson. And now it's Darien 5-2 with quite the electric score there.
Yeah, and that's just what Elliot Lancaster does. And we talk about how this Darien offense relies heavily on their transition game, their unsettled possessions, and that's what we've seen him do all year is he finishes those on-the-run shots where, you know, there's no trailer to pick him up, and he's just right in there, 5-on-3, gets the pick from Jake Hendrickson, comes around the top, and just releases. His hands are free, and that's a good goal for Darien.
It's a great goal there for Darien on the fast break, all generated from Jake Hendrickson, and the big hit delivered.
Yeah, it's an off-ball push, so they're going to give it to Darien.
Now, it was a big hit there, Jennings, but it looked somewhat legal to me. Hit him with his shoulder-to-shoulder with two hands on the stick.
I think he was trying to call for the man ball, ground ball.
Is that right?
Hayes get a little bit physical on that side. Now using his arms a little bit, but you see the physicality ramping up in this second quarter. Typical of this Darien-New Canaan rivalry, but I think we've seen a little bit more.
So it's a timeout called here from Darien, and as you said, John, the physicality certainly ramping up here, especially on the New Canaan side. We're going to take a quick break here at DAF Media for this timeout, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Still got 7:30 to go in the second quarter. And we're back here at Greenwich Stadium Field. Darien with the ball on offense off the timeout.
Yeah, interesting timeout there, Ryan. It looked like Porter Barnett split the double team coming around X. Looked like he had a clear lane to come around the crease and bury one there, but, you know, possession timeout nonetheless. Super important for Braymeyer and his guys.
Here goes Pokorny now, and as you said, you know, sometimes it just works out that way. You call timeout, and then a couple seconds later, a little play emerges, but Darien taking the conservative approach. As here goes Lancaster on the shot, just over. It's a rocket, but it's above the crossbar, and it's backed up by Barnett.
Yeah, great shot by Lancaster, just a little bit high. Couldn't find net, but Lancaster, what a day he's had so far as a part of this Blue Wave offense. This entire offense really operating on all cylinders.
So now it's Caesar. Luke Caesar moving down the alley. The shot saved by Leiden, but it's a loose ball in front of the net. And it's goalie ball. And what a save there from Leiden.
Yeah, you saw Caesar with the shorty on him, decided to take the shot, and Leiden with an athletic save in net. Only a sophomore with great things to come for the sophomore goalie.
Yeah, that was off the hip as well. Really good placement from Caesar, and that's the hardest stop in lacrosse right there, is that off hip stick save. So good on Leiden there for the Rams.
Now it's Finnegan up top. No pressure here from Darien. He'll look to take it against Hendrickson. Hendrickson, now he's got pressure on him. He'll dish it back up top to Kroll. And here's Cole Campisi. He's been one of their midfield dodgers on the night. He's being covered here by Elliot Lancaster. He's running it down the alley, but he'll dish it towards X. Now it's the two-man at X here for the Rams. Lowe and Campisi. Here goes Max Lowe. Heavy defense applied by McNamara, rolling inside, but that ball checked out of his stick. A flag thrown on the hit, and it's going to be a man-up opportunity here for New Canaan.
I thought that was a pretty good two-slide there from Will Bonner, but maybe a little bit too much physicality as New Canaan gets one of their first man-ups. But regardless, pretty good defense there from Darien. We saw the trail check from McNamara, which allows the ball to work its way to Hagan, and good communication to get the slide on Max Lowe, one of their, elusive, slippery guys they have.
And this will be New Canaan's first man-up advantage. They've been on the opposite side of the man-up advantage twice in that first quarter, but this will be a big possession right there. Down by 3, 5:27 remaining in the first half, and an opportunity to snag one, maybe even 2 goals, get the offense back on their feet, get some momentum going into the half.
So it's the Rams now, and as you said, it's their first man-up opportunity. Here goes Doster Crowell. Campisi and Lowe working that 3-man here on the left side. Now they'll switch the field. It's a pyramid set here on the New Canaan offense. Now watch that crease as there goes Campisi. Save Hagan, deflected. It's a loose ball in front of the net, still loose. His body's flying everywhere. It's a loose ball push against the wave. The New Canaan giving that ball back. Off the 15-yard shot from Campisi. He'll move it to Kroll. Kroll will have a look at it. That one flying over, backed up by Lowe.
Yeah, not entirely sure that's the shot you want to take. You take the step-down shot from Kroll, but a little bit inaccurate there. You want to get a better shot opportunity, get someone in the middle of the field, try to get a better look than a shot from 20 meters outside, 15 meters outside.
Doster Kroll inside looking, and the shot and goal from Laddick. He stings it in that top left corner on the jump shot. What an athletic play from the kid, just a junior.
Again, feed the ball inside. Laddick just begging for the ball inside, then took the shot from the athletic feed and then took the shot in, buried it, but Laddick, great job. We'll see another angle here from behind the net. You see him just waiting, coming across the middle, takes the shot, then stings it top left corner.
It's an absolute stinger from Henry Laddick, making his name known on the score sheet. And on the man up, New Canaan puts another one on the board. It's 5-3 in favor of the Blue Wave with just 4:30 to go in the half. And it's a decisive face-off win there for JT O'Neill. New Canaan giving that ball back with a little extra momentum. As here goes Max Lowe. He's being covered by Stephen Olvaney.
Talk about importance of face-off. None more important than a face-off on the man-up advantage, right? Gives yourself possession and gives yourself another really great offensive opportunity, and they have another one here after just converting from the Laddick stinger.
Dodging down now, Jack Sconziano.
And on the same idea, the fatigue starts to set in for a closed defenseman like Mark McNamara when you have to chase around JT O'Neill all game. Gets tiring, and then you have to deal with the man up as well.
So the ball stripped in front of the net off the dodge from Finnegan. Now it's time for Darien to clear it. Here goes Lancaster. He's been their clearing machine on the year so far, and he's not afraid to take those shots, but backed up by the New Canaan defense. Lancaster will holster it.
Yeah, Lancaster's been that designated clear guy for Darien this year. Usually you see the likes of a, Stephen Olvaney or another D midi kind of do that for a team, but Lancaster's really done it all year, and he escapes almost every ride. that he encounters.
It goes West Scallon on the pass to Lancaster, intercepted, and flags will fly on the high hit from Lancaster. So New Canaan with the free play. They'll look to settle now.
Maybe Lancaster trying to get back at Hayes after being pushed to the corner just a couple of sets ago, maybe a little bit?
Nah, we play with class out here, John. Too much class on the field. I think it's a mistake, but it's one the Wave are going to have to deal with here on their man down.
I think Lancaster was trying to get the ball back on the ride, and he misplaced his wrap check there.
It was just a misplacement. No messages sent.
Yeah, just a misplaced wrap check that caught him up in the helmet.
We hope. We all champion sportsmanship here at DAF Media as the push on defense, and another flag will fly. Not what you want to see here from Darien with 2 separate penalties now. So the refs will have to discuss this one and their plan of action.
See a Blue Wave jersey walking over to the box right now.
So it will be a 6-on-4 as Olvani heads off the field. Penalties on Hendrickson and Lancaster. So certainly an opportunity here for the Rams.
The refs are definitely not letting them play today, as we've seen at least 4 or 5 flags in the last couple of minutes. But
well, it could be fair. It's been a physical matchup out here, and you know, in a state semifinal, gotta make sure your emotions don't get the best of you. As New Canaan, they'll dish it around back. It's Max Lowe up top to Kroll.
If you're New Canaan, right, it's imperative that you get at least 1, if not more than 1 goals on this 2-man up advantage. You have a 2-man up advantage against a talented Darien defense.
And the shot and the goal from Cole Campisi, the sophomore. We said his name a lot tonight here, folks, and he delivers now for the Rams on the 2-man advantage.
And the goal of that New Canaan man up is to, you know, kind of suck in that Darien defense down low and allows that, you know, those midfielders up top to get the angle, get the, you know, opening for a step-down shot. That's exactly what they've been doing. They've been trying to take those perimeter shots, and the bouncer right there goes for Campisi as they're able to string those, you know, lower defensemen inside and work the ball up top.
So both penalties are released now, and the face-off won by McGuckin. He's got space in front of him. He'll take it to his left. The shot just wide, backed up by New Canaan. Great Tomasco.
Tomasco will win that one back. Just about 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this first half. Tomasco doing a great job. And now it's up to the New Canaan team to clear it past midfield, set back into that offense. And if you're the Blue Wave, you're searching for an answer right now. Your goal now only at 1 after it being 3 just a couple of moments ago.
Certainly is, as New Canaan on the 2-man up plays. Scores a quick 2, and it's 5-4 in favor of the Blue Wave, as you said, with just about 1 minute 15 to go. But it's New Canaan on the possession. They'll settle here, so almost certainly look to make this the last possession of the half. Campisi backs his way all the way up towards the midline.
Yeah, if you're New Canaan, right, you want this to be the last possession. You don't want to give Darien an offensive possession with just 50 seconds left, right? You want to kill the rest of this clock, end up with the goal going to half with the momentum and the game tied at 5.
So it's Luke Reed now, running it around X, looking to take some time off this clock, and with just around 30 seconds to go, New Canaan will start to advance here. They've got Kroll looking inside for Lowe. Knocked away. It looked to be deflected by the Darien defense, and it's the quick restart here from the Wave. Will Bonner with 20 seconds to go. And Darien will call a timeout now with 17 seconds to go in the half, looking for an answer to those quick New Canaan goals. We're going to take a brief break here at DAF Media, but we'll be right back for 17 awesome seconds, and then we're going to go away for halftime. See you later. And we're back here at Greenwich Stadium Field, and it's Darien possession now with just 17 to go in the first half. They'll start it with Rupenstein working against Will Hayes. Rupenstein dodging down, looking for options inside. He finds one. It's McGuckin. McGuckin running in, shooting. And that one's in. It'll score. Looked to be deflected a little bit. I think Leiden thought he had a piece of it, but it will go in off the Darien play, and it's a big goal here for the Wave.
Yeah, and that's a great play drawn out of the timeout right there by Braemeier. He's trying to get one of those attackmen C-cutting, coming off the wing for maybe, a step-down shot, but instead Rupenstein just elects to cycle that ball back to McGuckin and allow him to win his one-on-one matchup and put the Wave up. 2 goals here going into half.
And it's some stellar off-ball play from the Blue Wave. And with 1 second to go, it's JT O'Neill winning the basically symbolic face-off here. So it's been quite the energetic second quarter. Started off with Darien with a pretty comfortable lead, and New Canaan came back on those 2 man-up plays. Now it's 6-4 in favor of the Wave with the first half coming to an end. We'll chat a little bit about it. John, I'll start with you. New Canaan had some electric plays out here.
Yeah, I think just the offense of this New Canaan team really showcased itself from the Cole Campisi goal. You saw the offense kind of get into motion, but you can't have that offense if you're taking penalties, right? And I think for both teams, that goes staying out of the box is going to be key in this second half, right? Playing a clean game and not taking a stupid penalty and just playing with class.
And Will, Darien has had its up and downs in this game. They've been able to maintain that lead, though. What do you see going on in this second half for the Wave?
I think it's just a good job of Darien knowing their matchups right now. Right on that last goal, you saw Morgan Rupenstein take his LSM down the alley, but the ability to just cycle that ball to McGuckin, who's got a way better matchup with the shorty. I think it was Will Sullivan. I think just knowing your matchups, knowing who you're going up against in this New Canaan defense, it's super important to elect the right times to dodge, and I think they've done a good job of that, just controlling pace, getting the ball to the right position, and then attacking from there.
Certainly has been some good on and off ball play on both sides. So we're going to take a quick break here for halftime at Greenwich Stadium. Your score 6-4 in favor of the Blue Wave, but we'll be back. Don't worry, we got a whole nother second half of awesomeness coming up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the Venmo QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org/donate. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media. This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
And we're back here at Greenwich Stadium Field. I'm Ryan Dahlquist, alongside me Will Jennings and John Frieders, bringing you the action today on this somewhat cloudy Wednesday afternoon. But it's hot out here. It certainly is really hot. As New Canaan wins that face-off to their own defense. Running it down now, Bryce Leiden. He'll move it all the way to his attack. New Canaan given the first possession here of the second half. They had two massive goals and man-up opportunities that brought the lead close, and Darien was able to score with just only 1 second left on the clock in the first half.
Yeah, and that goal, allowing up that goal with 1 second left, really going to hurt you if you're New Canaan, right? That gave Darien momentum going into the half. We'll see if they can maintain that momentum coming out, if they can get a big defensive stop here against the Rams.
So it's Laddick on the dodge. He'll move it over to Kroll. He's looking back for Laddick, but they weren't quite expecting that one as another pass rolls out of bounds. We've seen that a little bit from both of the offenses today. A little jitters on the offense. Some guys throwing some balls out of bounds. You don't want to do that if you're on offense, because then the other team gets the ball.
Yeah, and, you know, Doster Kroll, they had a good play there. It looked like Laddick was slipping off the pick there, kind of elevating for a shot, and they just did not time that correctly. But the pick and roll is definitely working there, and they had an open.
The idea was there, as the refs will call a stoppage. I don't know if that's an offsides call against the Blue Wave. Somebody might have just stepped over for a few feet and turned it around, but this ball will be in favor of the Rams.
Yeah, Kroll's definitely struggled a little bit during this game, right, in terms of his passes, where he's passing the ball to. He hasn't taken many shots, but definitely been inaccurate on his passes, and if you just can't do that if you're in a game like this. Obviously, the state semifinal game, the winner goes on to play in the championship on Saturday, but you have to play your best lacrosse right now, and that's the time that you have to peak, right? You have to peak in the playoffs. We'll see if Doster Kroll can get back into the mindset that he was in on Saturday, where he had 8 points.
And here's Max Lowe. You've heard his name a lot tonight. Me and Lowe used to be buds on the Eclipse lacrosse team. And he'll dish it to his teammate, that's Colin Finnegan, on the shot. It's just wide, looking for another shovel shot. Now it's Doster Kroll on the restart. He'll look to take Will Bonner.
Yeah, we're yet to see Kroll really dodge to feed or dodge to score today. He's kind of just been hung up by Bonner, you know, kind of out on the perimeter, but definitely going to be important to get him going.
And the shot from Campisi hit off a player. It looked to be Luke Reed, who just tanked that one to the back. It's not something you love to have happen to you, as the refs are going to blow this one dead. It looks like Bonner might have stepped out of bounds there. It'll be in favor of New Canaan, so that's 2 transition turnovers in a row for Darien. Some unforced turnovers there for the Wave.
New Canaan's definitely going to have to start capitalizing off of these, you know, uncharacteristic mistakes the Wave are making right now, because, you know, the clear's been good, and, you know, you really don't catch them off guard on the clear. It's really hard to, you know, ride the Wave as well.
As here goes Finnegan, moving it back up top. One more all the way over to Laddick. Laddick up top, Kroll shooting, save, Hagen. And it's Carter Hagen on the kick save, the Loyola commit. The kid's just been going nuts today. He's been a great asset on this Darien team on the season, as here goes Thurlow, getting a touch in the box.
One thing we really haven't touched on is that goalie battle. You have Cam Leiden on New Canaan, just a sophomore, and then Carter Hagen, the Division I commit for the Blue Wave. So a difference in terms of veteran and just experience from both of these goalies in the net, but Leiden definitely shown up to the occasion today, kind of keeping New Canaan into this game with a bunch of great athletic saves.
And here goes McGuckin off the wing dodge. He's got a step. One more to Lancaster. He shoots the underhand shot. It's just off the mark. Here go those wing dodges from Darien. Talk about them all the time. It's really their offensive prowess, as here goes Picorni on the shot from the dodge from X. Just got his hands free, decided to let that one fly. It's backed up by Barnett.
Yeah, both of these teams too, right? They're trying to slip a midfielder, right outside of that, wing dodge and trying to elevate for step-down shots. Just haven't been able to connect yet.
So it's up top with McGuckin. Defense provided by Liam Ireland. And McGuckin is doing his best, but he's not getting anywhere. He'll dish it over. It'll find its way to Barnett. And Porter Barnett on the dodge.
And Barnett's been silent today, really, right? We haven't heard his name. He's been guarded by Tomasco, who we've mentioned a couple of times, but Barnett really not having a role in Darien's offense today. Here's New Canaan on the clear.
New Canaan on the fast break opportunity, running it down. That ball up front, Crowell, shot and a goal. Doster Kroll in the top right makes his name known here, folks. And it's New Canaan on the board.
Story of the game, right? Transition goals. New Canaan operating swiftly on the transition. Capped off by a Doster Kroll goal. Started from the great clear by Will Hayes. Then normally you see him kind of come in, maybe take that step down shot, but great decision making. Saw a pass, then fed it off, and then eventually got into the stick of Doster Kroll. We see here, comes around, turns the corner, then shoots and scores.
Yeah, and that's, where Kroll is best. A lot of Kroll's goals are scored just elevating from GLE with a question mark dodge, getting his hands free, and that's, usually where he sticks his goals is right on that, kind of left wing area. He's so good at elevating from goal line extended and, wrapping around for jump shots like that.
And the hit delivered by O'Neill will generate a penalty here. It'll be in favor of the Wave as it's gotten more and more physical on that face-off. These ground balls, of course, so important here for possession. And Darien with a man-up opportunity here. They haven't had much success off the man-up as of late, but they'll look to try it again.
It's a big opportunity, right, for the Wave. Want to capitalize off the other team's mistakes, and definitely a mistake from the New Canaan team, right? Another position where you're putting yourself a man down, and you can't keep doing that time and time again because eventually the Blue Wave will convert. I know they converted once in the first quarter, once they were man down twice, and then New Canaan also did it when they were man up. So a big part of this game has been penalties. Both teams find themselves in the box a lot tonight.
So here go the Wave. It's Barnett at X. He'll dish it all the way to West Scallon. Up top middle, McGuckin just wide. That shot deflected away from the defense. Backed up by Barnett.
Yeah, and you're going to see those midfielders crash down a lot trying to get to the crease. And a lot of times it's either picking down for Picorni or Barnett to C-cut. And right there, you just see those attackmen feeding that action, that off-ball action from up top.
And the shot from Picorni scooped up. They got a new goalie. It's Jackson Crowell standing tall in the net.
Brother of Doster Kroll. Jackson Kroll, only a freshman.
Well, he's making a stand there in net as he denies Brady Picorni on the absolute heater. Now over the middle, it's Will Sullivan moving it over to Finnegan, and New Canaan on the man down kill off the save from Kroll. They'll just look to run out the remainder of this penalty, but that's an absolutely huge moment there for the Rams.
Big moment right here. Turn some defense into some offense. Tie up this game at 6 if possible, but starts with clearing that penalty and then getting into your offense. See New Canaan operating, gonna dump it back down low to Maxwell.
They did indeed, as here goes Cole Campisi. Campisi dodging low, trying to get top side on Rupenstein. He'll decide to dish it off to Colin Finnegan. Finnegan to Sconzi. Now Sconzi's got Max low at X. They've looked to dodge with him today. He's being guarded by McNamara. As here goes Sconziano on the wraparound up top. Campisi firing just over the crossbar, backed up by Lowe.
Yeah, and you saw there, right? That was Campisi trying to find the back of the net. Probably not a smart shot, but a shot that he definitely has earned the respect to take.
And the shot and goal from Cole Campisi. puts it away in the midsection there of Carter Hagan, and it just smacks the back of that net on the shovel shot. What an electric score there from the sophomore.
And that's a better shot, right? If you're Campese, you know, you get it closer, you come around the corner, turn the corner, and then you have the little, not even a spin move, decides to go backhand, feed it past Hagan in the shovel pass. A great job there from Campese.
And off the goal from Campese, we're all tied up here at Greenwich with just 5 to go in the third. We're tied up for the first time since it was 0-0 at the start. And it's a face-off win for JT O'Neill. Momentum certainly lying here with the Rams, crawling their way out of a deficit as O'Neill gets a touch in the box, moves it back up top to Finnegan.
And I think if you're the Rams offense, right, you want to keep the ball in the sticks of a guy like Finnegan, a guy like Campese, keep letting them take the shots, and then try to find Doster when he comes off a pick. Instead of having him be the primary ball handler, right? The New Canaan Rams offense has been much more successful when he comes off the ball and receives the pass and then does something with it in comparison to him dodging from the top.
And here is Matt Reed. He'll look for the wing dodge on Lancaster. Instead, he'll move it back down to Max Lowe. Lowe and McNamara has been quite the matchup so far. As here goes Max Lowe getting chopped by Mark McNamara. He's sticking with it though. He'll shoot, and a great save by Hagan. The athleticism to get that shot off from Lowe. It was heavy defense from McNamara, but he got that separation as here goes Bonner. Will Bonner, he'll decide just to settle this ball down.
Yeah, smart. Very smart play there by Bonner just to pull it out as the fast break didn't have, you know, the options he was looking for.
And there was Stephen Olvany. He had a shot at daylight, but it's taken away. Looked like Will Hayes on the back check. He was smothered there by the Rams defense, and now off the loose ball push, this ball will stay with the Wave.
And again, right, that Darien offense operating in transition, force that defender that is just above Kroll to step up, make his move, so then you can adjust on the fly for the Blue Wave. Right there, good opportunity. Just need to convert the pass to get the open shot. But look for them to set up their offense again and maybe dodge. Have someone come off the dodge and look to shoot.
And Brady Bacorny's pass there, he was looking for McNamara, but it was a good interception by the likes of Dylan Stevens. But that ball was knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wave.
Yeah, and that was the first time we've seen the Wave, you know, come from X with that two-man game. They're trying to set up something between Picorni and Barnett, trying to get those guys going in this half. Haven't really seen a lot from either of those guys today.
It's a bit surprising, right, Jennings, to not see much of Barnett or Picorni. Not even one of them, but rather both of them not really having much of a role in the offense today.
It's up top with Wes Scallon. His shot scooped up by Picorni. Quick restart. Lancaster's hit in the back. No call. He'll maintain that ball at X. He's looking for Picorni over the back of the net, but it's picked off in midair from Jackson Kroll.
And he had, you know, Lancaster had Will Hayes hung up at X there. That was an unforced error, just trying to force the ball to Picorni.
And here goes Darien off the interception. It's Barnett now with an opportunity in front of the net. Instead, he'll run away as a good recovery is made from the New Canaan Rams defense.
And that was spider-like reflexes from Tomasco there in front of the net, kind of covering, hiding the miscue. The ball unforced error by the Rams.
That ball inside, shot and scored from Ryan Thurlow off the assist from Picorni. And it's Darien back on the board with the goal right out in front of that crease.
And was that a Brady Picorni BTB feed right there? We're going to look at the replay. Really good off-ball motion, and it was.
Was that BTB?
It looks like it was. He had his left hand working and
decides
to throw the BTB inside to Ryan Thurlow. And that's what Picorni can do for you when he's dodging the feed is, you know, he draws that slide very early, which opens up the middle of the field for a guy like Ryan Thurlow to finish the job on the doorstep.
And there you go. Shout out to our DAF crew here for catching that one on the instant replay. As here goes New Canaan off the other offensive win, but it's a highlight reel play there from Picorni. A little BTB from the kid.
Yeah, they think they have him locked off with the double team, but, you know, his behind-the-back skills, you know, paying off there again. We've seen so many behind-the-backs from him this year. That time it's an assist to the sophomore, Ryan Thurlow.
So now it's the Rams up top with Campisi. He'll move it over to Laddick. It's Henry Laddick now, and New Canaan just settling this one down. They're in that umbrella set, so they are trying to target some dodges here from midfield.
Haven't really switched out of that set today, Ryan. It's been a lot of open 300 umbrella looks for this New Canaan Rams team. You know, pretty hard to get Kroll involved when you're, you know, constantly dodging these two-way midfielders like McGuckin and Stephen Olvaney.
So they'll look to Envert here. They've got Kroll and Laddick at X, and that ball passed up top. Finnegan, shot saved by Hagen.
What a great save there by Hagen. Great reflexes. And again, if you're the Rams offense, right, that's not necessarily a bad shot, but you definitely can get a better shot because Hagen's so good in net that those shots most likely won't fall. Great shot, though, by Finnegan. Keep looking for opportunities if you're the Rams.
And that ball from Hendrickson passed inside. He was looking for Picorni, but it's picked off by Henry Laddick. And a timeout called now from the Rams.
Actually, the end
well, that's actually going to be the end of the quarter. My apologies. I lost a little track of time there, but we're going to go to a quick commercial break here at DAF. It's been a wonderful game. Darien's up by 1, 7-6. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot of great lacrosse coming back up for you.
Hi, everybody. This is Damian Andrew, the advisor of DAF Media. Hope you're enjoying this broadcast. As the season winds down here, this is the final broadcast for DAF Media of the sporting season. We want to thank the St. Vincent and Von Kennel family, the Rand and McGuckin family, and the Doriso family for their generous contributions supporting DAF Media this season. Want to thank you so much. Could not do it without you. Also want to thank all of our graduating seniors who have been involved in DAF Media, including our DAF Media senior interns for all their great work throughout this season and the last couple of months of the year. And we also want to thank Terry and Nancy McGraw for their sponsorship of DAF Media.
And oh my goodness, is my job in danger? Did you just hear Damian Andrews' beautiful baritone voice coming over the air as it's a face-off win for New Canaan, JT O'Neill.
And we're in the presence of greatness every day.
We
with
certainly are. Oh my goodness. He's like a pro on the mic. Came into the booth, said, Ryan, I need your microphone. And I said, Damian, I trust you with my life. As here goes Cole Campisi. He's got the ball up top.
Yeah, not just in the presence of greatness of Damian Andrews, but also what a game we have here, right? The state semifinal here.
Game's more important.
Darien on top 7-6 over the arch rival New Canaan. We'll definitely have a wonderful fourth quarter in tune for us as New Canaan is trying to operate offense, tie things up. Here is Campisi up top, dumps it off.
As you said, it's Cole Campisi. The kid's got Stephen Olvaney on defense. He'll shoot with his left, save Hagen. Recovered by Finnegan, and they're tripping here close to the screen. As here goes Finnegan. All of a sudden, he's got a short stick matchup. He looks to pass it, but it's deflected. That ball scooped up inside. It's still dangerous here, folks.
Yeah, Finnegan actually drew that early slide. It looked like he had a great find in Campese, but the trail check from Mark McNamara gets the ball back from Darien. Really good, just hand-eye coordination to knock that ball out of the air.
And it's been some chaos here in the Darien defensive end, but they'll get the ball from behind the net. Now it's Rupenstein. He'll look to get a touch in the box and settle this Darien offense. Darien, of course, up by 1, 7-6, with just 10 minutes to go and 15 seconds in the entire game. So if you're watching with us right now, I hope you're on the edge of your seat, because I would be if I had a seat, as here goes Rupenstein.
Yeah, it's going to be important to just continue taking those possession shots that they've really had all year and chasing the ball with Porter Barnett.
That's Caesar inside of Thurlow, and he will finish. Ryan Thurlow, oh my goodness, have we heard his name tonight, cutting in from X and putting that away, making it look easy here for Darien.
Yeah, it's so easy to lose Ryan Thurlow from X. He's a smaller guy, very quick. That's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ryan Thurlow, super quick, and that off-ball action, the skip pass from Luke Caesar, a little bit of a no-look from Luke Caesar, just so deceptive there as he finds Thurlow C-cutting around the crease.
And it's some miscommunication there, it seemed to be, on that New Canaan defense, because as you saw in that replay, Thurlow was on an island, as here's the fast break from O'Neill. That ball deflected just out of the reach there of Kroll. It's a loose ball near the sideline. It'll roll out and be in favor of the Blue Wave, but Thurlow certainly had all the time in the world on that shot, makes it count. And now the Blue Wave are up 8-6.
Yeah, you saw there on the pass, right? Kroll just looked to shoot ready. He looked to shoot before he had the ball in his stick. That's the reason for the turnover. But New Canaan has to limit these unforced errors. They've had a bunch of them today. They got to settle down in the offensive zone. Otherwise, the Blue Wave just going to kill clock, and they're going to punch their ticket to the state championship.
And there goes Thurlow scooping up that ground ball. It was some chaos there in New Canaan's defensive area, but Darien able to maintain this possession here as Lancaster now gets a touch in the box. No pressure on him. Now stepping up is Will Hayes.
And that New Canaan defense had to reset there as they had Leiden drawn out to the top of the box. Looked like Darien could have gone for a quick restart, but great pickup from Thurlow on the loose ground ball. A little bit of an Indian pickup as he was running around the top of the box.
Now it's Wes Scallon and Briggs McGuckin up top. It's a mix of seniors and sophomores out on this field. Scallon over to Lancaster. New Canaan giving him some space. It's Will Hayes on defense.
Yeah, Hayes just asking Lancaster to challenge him right, happy with the matchup, and Lancaster doesn't really like the matchup. It's tough to go up against a guy like Hayes, so you want to get a shorty on you.
It's Wes Scallon up top, finds its way over to Lancaster, back to McGuckin. That ball tipped up, scooped up by Barnett.
A lot of good recoveries from Darien. They've been winning these ground balls, and as coaches say, ground balls win games.
Ground balls do win games, but so do goals, Weege, and Darien really looking to get some here. We've got Wes Scallon. He's being stared down by Cooper Smith. Cooper Smith looking for the chop. He's pushing the kid all the way to X, but Wes Scallon will look to invert. He's got Smith hung up. We've seen Scallon at this attack position so far in the year. Certainly someone who's comfortable dodging from X as McGuckin clears through.
It looks like Darien is setting up for an isolation here with Scallon. A little bit of a two-man game, but as you see, all the midfielders are crowded at the top of the box, trying to allow Scallon to just play 2-on-2 down there.
And watch that top of the box. Darien will look to make some chaos up there, look for some off-ball picks, some shooters, as there goes McGuckin trying to roll around from X. Can't quite make it.
And a point-blank save there in front by Kroll. Looked like it went off the feet, but you got to get back. You got to get out of this defensive zone, right? Darien's just going to keep on pushing.
And the shot and the goal from Briggs McGuckin. And he just runs in and says, why don't I just take it myself? The senior captain puts another one on the board here for Darien. It's 9-6 now in favor of the Blue Wave.
And that time McGuckin just was not going to be denied topside as he works his way around the crease from X. Sees that he's got a one-on-one matchup and he's going to be the one to take it as he's done all season. Really, kind of put offense on his back this year. The amount of goals he's contributed to, both assists and scores.
Yeah, and I think, that's a good example of the Blue Wave offense just grinding out an offensive possession, wearing down this New Canaan defense, and then getting the look that they want. They're down at X, really set up the play themselves, had a bunch set, and then worked it down and then got the shot that they wanted. That's just a great example of the Blue Wave offense doing what they need to do, and then the defense on the other side forces yet another turnover.
Certainly they do, as that one just over the stick there from New Canaan. Now it's Lancaster, the clearing machine here for Darien. He loves to take this one all the way, but it's recovered by the Rams. Elliot Lancaster, a little hidden ball trick, but they don't fall for it. It's back up top with McNamara.
Yeah, and a big turnover there from the New Canaan Rams offense puts them back on defense, and Darien, no need to rush their offense, right? They can wait for the look that they want. They're up by 3. The pressure now on New Canaan to come up with an answer as the shot there just goes wide.
As you said, the shot from Picorni just wide of the net on the question mark dodge. It's backed up, though. It's Thurlow. He's got the matchup against Liam Ireland.
And Darien sticking with this bunch set. It's been working for them.
Here goes Picorni on the shot. That one somehow found its way, I don't know how that happened, into the stick of Dylan Stevens. I don't know if he caught that one out of the air. Impressive as there with the shot and the fake and the reshot. That was Will Hayes.
Not a smart shot there by Hayes, right? Stevens kind of directing Hayes to take the step down shot. Then Hayes took the step in to take it and then didn't see an opening, so kind of weaved it back and then took the backhand shot, but not a good shot, right? If you're the Rams, the point is not to get as many shots on net yet. You just want to get good offensive opportunities, and that one won't do the trick. Here's Campese operating up top.
Well, it's backed up by the Rams off the shot, so it's Campese now. Down the alley, he's got Lowe at X. Max Lowe has McNamara hung up, but it's still a 2-man. McNamara jumps him, and now it's Max Lowe at X with no help. That ball thrown up top, it's Finnegan, the shot, and it bounces 60 yards back. Maybe not that much, but it's cooler number. It's off the crossbar, it's over the midline, and it's an impressively hard shot there from Finnegan. I don't think we've mentioned there is a flag down on the field. That ball picked up by the Blue Wave, and the refs will blow it dead. It'll be a penalty in favor of New Canaan. Now, this is big here, guys. They've got 2 on the man up so far.
Yeah, and this has really plagued Darien today. It's looked like Party City out there. Flags coming left and right. Darien's probably had 10 of them, and, they've been able to hold the man down together today. They've played a good boxing one on defense, but, allowing New Canaan to come back into this game with penalties is definitely not what you want to do. As you've kind of forced Carter Hagan to be a brick wall today.
Yeah, and on the other side, right, it's imperative if you're New Canaan to get a goal here as Dr. Kroll fires, shoots and fires. Maxwell there closest to the ball, so New Canaan will retain possession, but it's imperative that you get some sort of offense as time is winding down here.
It's the shot from Campese, deflected off the defense, backed up by New Canaan. They'll look to restart it with Lowe. Now it's Cole Campese up to Kroll. Kroll and Loddick down all the way, back down, up to the wing, shot Finnegan just over.
And with 4 minutes left, New Canaan needs one to find the back of the net almost immediately, and then you got to have JT O'Neill win a couple clean face-offs in order to, push this game to overtime.
It is certainly go time here for the Rams as they're looking for any opportunities inside. Finnegan, one more Campese, one more Kroll. Kroll looking inside, it'll bounce its way over to Laddick, and his shot just wide.
Yeah, and look at how much pressure the Blue Wave defense was applying right towards the top and really forcing the New Canaan shooters to take a couple steps back as just an unforced air. Another bad turnover by the Rams
And
offense.
here goes Lancaster running his way down the field. He's got an opportunity. He'll take it, and it's a save made by Jackson Kroll. Now here comes the restart for the Rams. It's a fast break, and it's Finnegan on the shot. It hit off his teammate Kroll. Another deflected shot here for the Rams, scooped back up by Finnegan. Ball inside, tapped in. It's the hockey tap from Max Lowe.
Yeah, and that was a shovel pass right to the crease where, Max Lowe didn't look like he had much of an angle to shoot, so he shovels it to his teammate, and that's right, just like you said, Ryan, a redirect just like hockey as he tips it into the back of the net.
Yeah, I don't think this ball actually ever got possession in his stick. I think Lowe just knew what he needed to do. He just
kind of
taps that one in like a hockey stick, and it finds its way towards the back of the net.
Kind of a quick stick, honestly, as he didn't have full possession, like you said. He just quick sticks it into the back of the net.
Almost like a tennis volley if we're bringing in other sports terms here, but great job. Great decision-making in front of the net to just tip it in right, not do too much. But if you're Lancaster, right, definitely a questionable decision to shoot that shot, because the only way New Canaan gets the ball back is if you shoot that shot and you miss, instead of just playing that possession battle and kind of grinding out more time down the clock, winding more clock off the clock, winding more time off the clock. But here's New Canaan calling the timeout just to regain possession, right, set up a play in the offensive zone.
Yeah, so it's a timeout here from the New Canaan Rams with just 3 minutes to go. We're going to go to a commercial here at DAF. We have great commercials. You should watch them, but we'll be back.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Hello and welcome back to Greenwich Stadium Field. You're watching a DAF Media broadcast, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. And this DAF Media production is brought to you with support from Terry and Nancy McGraw. Thank them for that. As here goes Finnegan running across the field, pass inside, knocked down. Scoop up by McNamara. Then it's Bonner with the wide receiver, pass downfield to McGuckin. Briggs McGuckin inside Picorni. Picorni decides to settle it. He'll move that one to X. He's working on Dylan Stevens.
And this is the time of the game where you just got to take care of the ball, make sure to keep the ball in the box and keep that ball hot. You don't want to, you got to play a little bit of cat and mouse here, but you certainly don't want to give that New Canaan offense another chance to score.
So it's Rupenstein now controlling that ball at X, and New Canaan will double team.
Yeah, New Canaan eventually will double team, then take Kroll out of the crease, right, and then play as that extra defender. But if you're the Blue Wave, right, just keep that ball off of your stick, right, keep moving it around and kind of play hot potato, as you mentioned, Jennings.
So it's a timeout called here from the Blue Wave. They'll almost certainly put in their stall squad. Guys looking to just run that ball around and keep it away from the New Canaan defense. So I'm going to take a minute here. We're going to shout out our stellar DAF crew tonight. A couple of us graduating, so might be the last time you hear us here on DAF. But we're going to shout out. We got Andrew Mastaloni on graphics. We got Ava Stone, instant replay. Thomas Aponte, he's directing the whole thing. Got a couple kids on camera. He's got Leon Chen, Charlotte Kaiser, Sriram Pankanti, Marcus Ashcraft, Declan Cunningham, and of course, alongside me, Will Jennings, John Frieders, and 3 kids who didn't show up. We got Woogan Popular and Queeks Queeks didn't make it. He stayed home. But it's just a stellar crew out here on DAF tonight. We're really happy to be bringing you this broadcast. This is going to be me and Jennings' last DAF broadcast for life, probably, unless they have us back, or unless one of us decides to repeat senior year. Jennings, you got plans doing that?
Definitely not. Definitely not trying to be a super senior. No.
You could be a super senior, though, just hanging around the football games. But we'll be here guiding you through the last 2 minutes of this CIAC semifinal.
Ryan, that is just a terrible aesthetic. You definitely do not want to be that guy.
You don't want to be labeled that way. But it might happen if we got a chance at being back on DAF. If you miss me doing your DAF games, you can rewatch a ton of my old ones. They've got them all on DAF Media. I know I'm going to be doing that.
And some people have compared us to Shaq and Kobe.
I have heard that. It's been in the talks. So we'll start this game back up. It's Pokorny in the corner. He'll just swim move, try and run his way through, but he's stripped on the double team. Pokorny scoops it back up. He needs options, though.
How many defenders did he evade there on the spin move, rather than just using his body, kind of contorting his body so he didn't get checked? Great job by Pokorny.
Yeah, he looked like a Beyblade right there as he was just in a spin cycle between four different defenders.
And Pokorny's knocked over, but flags will fly.
And he still has the ball in his
He's still got it. That might be the killer here.
The dagger from Brady Pokorny, just evading defenders left and right, making people miss, touch earth a little bit right there.
Touch some ground.
Yeah, you can't say grass because it's a turf field.
Ah, fair. Touching some rubber. Love that. But it'll be a Darien man up with 1:16 to go. And, of course, in high school rules, no shot clock. So this Blue Wave team just going to try and run out the rest of this clock up 2. They'll have the man-up opportunity here. That looks like Connor Lane.
Yeah, they're bringing Connor Lane in for some support. If that man down goes to a transition offense from New Canaan, they're bringing him in for that support as the 4th pull on the field, which I think is smart. We saw Wilton do that with Connor Flanagan the other day, bringing him in on the man-up, and now Darien's going to use that similar concept here.
So it's going to be Thurlow, the sophomore. He's going to have 2 defensemen and that's Tomasco and Stevens, and they're just going to be on him. He'll give it to Barnett. And Darien just going to play some keep away here. It is some intense defense being given. Barnett, he's held up. That ball stripped. And here comes the Rams. But oh my goodness, diving and checking on the back check. That was Elliot Lancaster. Caught a piece of Bryce Lydon's stick. The Rams maintaining that possession, though. They're man down. They're trailing by 2.
It's go time if you're the Rams offense. No time.
It's past that. It's 30 seconds left, and it's time to score. It's Colin Finnegan, but he's stripped by Connor Lane.
And Connor Lane looking to be the hero as he takes it the other way. Just has to keep it in the box, and the Wave can return to the CIAC finals after a brief hiatus.
So this ball just making its way around, 10 seconds to go, and that will be all for this CIAC semifinal. Your final score, 9-7 in favor of Darien. It's been a great season for both of these teams. Darien will continue it. They'll face the winner of the Fairfield Prep Ridgefield game that's happening at 7 o'clock today. And they'll be in the championship.
And after losing to New Canaan in the regular season, Darien wins, probably their most important game of the year, returning to the finals this year. A lot of these seniors, this game means a whole lot to them, not having returned to that finals game in quite some time. Darien gets back there and just one step away from taking back that trophy and getting their banner.
Yeah, and if you're New Canaan, right, tough loss today. You lost 9-7. That'll do it for this year's season, you did have a good season, right? You made it to the CIAC semifinals, you made it to the state semifinals, but couldn't walk away with any hardware. So definitely a heartbreaking end to a great season and a tough senior class. Going to be tough to replicate next year.
Well, that's going to be it here for us from DAF Media. It'll be me and Jennings' last game, and we shouted out the crew, too. Of course, you've watched a DAF Media broadcast. It's a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation, and this production brought to you with support from Terry and Nancy McGraw. So as both teams head out to shake hands, I've been asked to not say stay classy anymore. I didn't come up with a new sign-off, so I'm going to say good evening and good night, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of everything. I will probably not be doing this again. Godspeed.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.